In the early 2000s, Wall Street was already thinking through this whole concept of alternative currencies coming out of massively multiplayer video games. World of Warcraft was one of them. Gold is generated, or things are generated in that game, and there's a massive aftermarket for it. And so investment banks, sophisticated investment banks, like Goldman Sachs, were always on the lookout for what were alternative currencies. We bought like 35 exchanges.
35 exchanges, what does that mean?
People need weapons, they need spells. So the gold is an alternative currency. The aftermarket trading of that is tens of billions of dollars. If you went to Kowloon, if you went to Hong Kong in the early days, you'd walk out, it was a trading floor. Of the 250 employees, 245 were young men. They're in games generating gold. I became the interim CEO. We were generating a tremendous amount of cash per month, and then all of a sudden, several million accounts were wiped off by the game manufacturer. The game manufacturer basically said if you show up with a social security number or a country ID to show that you're a real person, you get your gold back. Well, that wipe-off was, let's say, in the neighborhood of $90 million. This was just not an alternative currency, it was a currency. And so Stephen K. Bannon, you got us into this, and that would help sort it out. And the one thing that struck me is, because I'm not a video game person, I've never played a video game in my life. Never played a video game. And I said, wow, people spend an awful lot of time in these video games. 35, 40, 45, 50 hours a week. People with incomes of $75, $80, $100,000 with wives and kids. Now, I don't know if this happened or not, but there's a guy, Dave, in the accounts payable department. He weighs 250 pounds. He drops dead of a heart attack in his cubicle. He's got a wife and 2 kids that don't really know him. Some preacher from a church or some guy from the funeral home that's never met him does a 10-minute eulogy, says a few prayers, and they've got one of these perpetual cemeteries, and Dave's urn goes down there. And that's Dave. Dave in the game, he's Ajax. And Ajax is like the man. When it comes to burying Ajax, they're going to put him on a caisson, and they're going to take it up for a funeral pyre, and they're going to burn the digital Ajax. There's literally thousands of people there. Their rival group that hates these guys attacks the funeral thing. People are home playing the game, and guys are not going to work, and women are not going to work because it's Ajax. Now, who's more real? Dave in accounting that's in the urn, his analog self, or is it Ajax? People take on these digital selves that are a more perfected version of themselves and where they can control things in a digital way that they can't control in the analog world. Remember John Ford, My Darling Clementine? That's an idealized version of the American West. That's what these digital communities provide to people. That's what are provided to Ajax and not Dave.